Everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to the next episode in the WWE Current Day Roster Universe series. Now, of course, I will say once again at the beginning of this video that this video will contain no universe footage. This is simply just going to be a tournament to crown our first United States champion for when we start doing the weekly shows, which will be next weekend, hopefully. So let's have a quick look at the brackets we've got in here for this evening. We've got Rusev and Jack Swagger. We've got Del Rio making his debut here in my game, taking on Neville. We've got Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns and Cesaro versus Damien Sandow. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening bout of the evening. And here is our first of the first round matches. It'll be Rusev taking on Jack Swagger. And here we go with our first match then in this United States Championship Tournament. Remember, the winner of this tournament will start our 2K16 WWE Current Day Roster Universe mode as the United States Champion. And there's, well, I can't really nail it down this one again. I would probably say I don't fancy Damien Sandow to win this one. I just think he's probably the weakest out of the lot. But everyone else has got a very good chance of winning, really. My money is going to go on whoever wins the first round match between Ambrose and Reigns. I will just say that I'm commentating on this as I'm recording it. I'm not doing commentary afterwards, so there's no. I don't know who's won this competition, and I won't until the same time you guys will actually. But to say, my money's going to go on the winners of either Ambrose or Reigns. Cesaro, Neville, Rusev. There's a lot of outsiders in this one, but I fancy. I'm going to say Roman Reigns now to win the whole thing. That's my guess. I think he's the highest rated, but as we've seen in some of our other tournaments, how high your rating is doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win anything. And of course, remember that damage retention is also on in this tournament, so these guys will be hoping to get through the first round practically unscathed, because they know that whatever injuries they take into the second round are really going to affect them. Now, I haven't really tweaked any of these stats or moves or anything of anyone yet. I'm just sort of recording these just to get everything ready for when we start the universe mode next weekend. One thing that I do want to change is I would like to give Rusev an impact finisher alongside the accolade. If you guys have any suggestions for that, please let me know. The reason for this is that I've noticed with on this videos I've done so far, if people have a submission as a finisher maneuver, they really struggle. We had a match on our WWE Championship tournament. It was Rusev versus Daniel Bryan, and the match must have lasted nearly 25 minutes. Both guys locked in their finishing maneuvers on several occasions. Of course, Daniel Bryan's LeBell lock and Rusev hitting the accolade, and the computer just refused to tap out. So I want to try and give these guys an impact finisher to use alongside their submission finisher as well. They'll still have the submission finisher, but I just think without giving them the impact finisher, I think they're really going to struggle. We saw the same thing in 2K15, really. Guys that had a submission finisher always tend to struggle. Two of the guys that I really tried to push on a lot of occasions was Zack Sabre Jr. and Kyle O'Reilly, but of course were both using an armbar submission as their finisher maneuver. They both really struggled, so like I say, I really want to try and give everyone at least one impact finisher alongside their submissions. And again, if you guys have any suggestions for sort of moves that you think that would suit Rusev, then please let me know in the comment section below. I think with Daniel Bryan, we'll try and give him the running knee he had on last year's game. I'm not quite sure if he's got it already on this game, but it's just a sort of like a running, well, it's a running knee essentially. It's the one he used at WrestleMania last year to defeat Triple H, I believe. So that's something we will look at doing before we kick into our universe mode. I'm going to try and do some of the setup tonight now after I've recorded this episode, and obviously it takes a long time to edit because these episodes are a lot longer than 2K15 ever was. As you'll see by the WWE Championship tournament, I think it was over an hour and a half long. I think the World Heavyweight Championship was a bit shorter. That was just over an hour, as is the Intercontinental Championship as well. Whereas on 2K15, these sort of tournaments would last probably about 30-40 minutes. That's mainly because the first round matches were longer, but then the second round and the final matches were generally really short because everyone took the damage in with them. On this game, it's a lot more balanced. It seems to run a lot smoother, and it seems to look a lot more realistic. It's a lot slower. People are not running around like a madman after taking lots of damage. And as you see there, Jack Swagger already dropping to a knee, expending quite a bit of energy to get Rusev to the point he is now. And of course, going up against the winner of the next match will be either Neville or Alberto Del Rio. And Del Rio might have the same problem. He is only going to have a submission finisher. Of course, we'll have to give him the kick that he uses sometimes. I think it's a kick that he used to win the championship from John Cena at Hell in a Cell. That'd be pretty good. I think somebody's actually uploaded a Mex-American championship onto the Community Creations. I saw it the other day. That's quite a nice idea. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get any creations today. Mainly because I was having a bit of an issue with my Community Creations last night. It would not let me download anything, so I waited till 2 o'clock in the morning to finally get some downloads. I've got work in the morning, so I cannot be up until 2 o'clock again just to do the downloads. I could maybe do them. Could I do them in the morning? Maybe I might be able to get up early, and that's a good idea actually. I could do them first thing in the morning if I get up a little bit early for work, and I can do the downloads first thing in the morning. That way I'm not losing too much time. I like that idea. We'll do that. Yeah, make sure I can get enough stuff ready for you guys for me to upload some more fresh footage tomorrow. Some new, different guys we can watch in a random match, and obviously I need to get some more guys downloaded for our rosters as well. At the moment we're looking good. We've got quite a few NXT guys. Obviously the current day roster and the Attitude Era are more or less on the game already, but we are going to be getting some more wrestlers just to sort of complement those two rosters. And of course, Global Force Wrestling, Ring of Honor, we're having to download every single member of those rosters. I do have quite a few already. I've got all 3 members of Kingdom. I've got the Young Bucks and AJ Styles. That's 6 members for both rosters then basically. Got Andrew Everett, looks pretty good as well. Got Pentagon Jr., which is an absolute fantastic core. Got Rey Mysterio as well. So we have got quite a few people we can use in Global Force and Ring of Honor, but of course we need 16 to be able to start making shows, and I really want to get more than that before we get up and running, because I will be doing an introduction episode. I don't really want to do an introduction showing you my roster of 16 people. That's not going to be very good to watch, is it really? So we're going to try and get a lot more of the Global Force Wrestling guys to start with, even if we have to just get some guys that we're not necessarily going to go forward with, but we just get them there to start off with, just to give us a bit of a bigger roster, a bit more depth in there, and then we'll slowly replace them with the guys that we do want. There's Jack Swagger lining Rusev up here, and he takes him up, and Swagger looking for the Swagger bomb. Rusev reverses into that arm drag, and Rusev is someone that I do want to use a bit more in our 2K16 universe mode. We used him a little bit in the 2K15. He never really got up to the heights of the main event, and of course this year with me having 2 main event championships, the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship, then maybe Rusev can finally get involved in that. Again, just to explain why I'm splitting the championship back into 2, I think it just helps us use a lot more guys, and because on 2K15 we were creating our 3 rivalries, we were creating a championship match, then everyone else who wasn't involved in that sort of sat on the sidelines until the next month. So by having 2 main event championships, it sort of allows us to have a reason to bring sort of 2 sets of main event stars onto a pay-per-view. We could even have stuff like a fatal 4-way in one, and then say a singles match in the other, then all of a sudden you've got 6 main event stars fighting for championships at a pay-per-view. So it really helps us use a lot more people, and it also means that we'll have sort of more guys like Rusev and Cesaro and Bad News Barrett, and guys like those can get more chance at the main event stage. Because at the moment, on last year's game, they're all sat behind waiting for guys like Randy Orton and Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan, all having and The Undertaker, all having their opportunities, and guys like Rusev and guys like that had to sit back and just wait for their opportunity. So this year, having 2 main event championships is really going to help that, and it also means that if Rusev's not fighting for the main event championship, of course, there's also less people competing for the Intercontinental and United States championships as well, because they'll be fighting for the World Championship. So it's it really just gives us more reason to get more people on the card, if that makes sense. Rusev with a German suplex. The same sort of reason, again, is why I've brought in the Cruiserweight Championship. By doing that, it means that we can give more relevance to certain people on the card. It means Kalisto and Sin Cara can fight in singles competition as well. Guys like Neville, guys like Tyson Kidd, even Heath Slater, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston could all be involved in that Cruiserweight Championship. Even Enzo Amore could make a little appearance, and you've got Tyler Breeze as well. Even Finn Balor and all guys like that. There's so many possibilities what we could do, and again it just helps us give more relevance on the card to certain people. As Rusev could not believe he has not picked up the victory there over Jack Swagger. Swagger back up to his feet and Rusev stalking, but Swagger catches Rusev. Rusev fighting Swagger away though. And of course this is the 4th championship tournament we've uploaded now. We should already have the WWE Championship up, the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship tournaments. We still have the Cruiserweight, the Women's and the Tag Team tournaments left after this one. I can imagine the Tag Team tournament's going to be a long one. Judging by how long the singles competitions are going for, I think the Tag Team one is going to go on for quite a while as well. But then that will be it for the WWE roster until we upload our introduction episode next weekend, and then hopefully get a couple of weekly shows on for you next week as well, so we can really start to get into it. I really want to get this up and running now. I'm really looking forward to finally hitting the universe mode. It's the main reason why I get the game. If the universe mode wasn't in the game, I don't think I would have bothered buying it, to tell the honest truth. Because I like the My Career mode idea and I like the showcase idea, but the universe is where you can really make the game your own, and you can really just... the universe mode is never ending. You can keep making of it what you will. Swagger with the pin from the Swagger Bomb. Is this going to be Rusev out? No, it's not. Rusev still survives, and of course, like I said earlier, with damage retention on, these two guys will be hoping to get through this match as quickly as possible without sustaining much damage, but I don't think it's going to be as simple as that. Jack Swagger with that backdrop on Rusev. And there's that running axe handle to the chest of Rusev. Swagger rolling Rusev over. And now just a couple of blows to the back there. And now just press up in off the body of Rusev. And also a quick thank you to Jay as well. He's given me quite a few ideas for these brackets. We've had to change them slightly because of certain people that he suggested that already holding certain championships. So we did leave them out. But apart from that, I think he's given us some great ideas, and it's not just these ideas. He's given me a lot of ideas to go forward with on the universe mode. Like I said, we are probably going to start the universe mode more or less exactly as the current day roster is now, and then all of our ideas that involve changing big things we will slowly bring in and explain. I don't want to just start the universe mode with random stables that you guys are going to be looking at going, like, well, what happened there? But yeah, we will be slowly making up our own storylines to sort of create these stables and create our own feuds as we go along. We'll be making a few subtle different changes. Jay has suggested having a tag team of Jack Swagger and Heath Slater. And I don't know why, but I really like that. I think he said it was going to be called the was it the Real American One Man Rock Band or something like that? Which I really like the idea of that, and I think it'd be a good team as well. It gives a chance for Jack Swagger and Heath Slater to get a bit more involved as well. Rusev with a pin after that big kick. 1, 2, and that's it. Rusev picks up the victory here over Jack Swagger. And now I'm starting to think to myself, does Rusev actually have an impact finisher? Is that kick a finisher, or was that just one of his signature moves that just so happened to finish the match off? Well, I'm going to write down on my... I don't know why, but I've created myself a little template for all these tournaments. I'm not quite sure what the point is, considering that all the game actually manually has a template in there for you as you're going along, so I don't really need to keep track of it myself, but there you go. Jack Swagger, the clubbing blow across the back there, Rusev, and he took him up for an electric chair drop. And then into the pin, and that of course was only a 2 count. And I was surprised that Rusev lasted as long as he did. Of course, he got hit quite a few times. That was Jack Swagger's first attempted Swagger Bomb, but Rusev managed to roll out. And there's Rusev again with that fall-away slam. I'm surprised with whether Rusev won this match. I knew he had that kick, but there it is there. I'll have to see if that's a finisher maneuver, because if there is a finisher maneuver, then that's great. That means he has got an impact finisher he can use. I might just switch it around to make that his primary finisher and have the Accolade as his secondary finisher. Does the flag come down? Get him just staring. There we go. He finally moves. Rusev is going through to our second round to face the winner of our next match. And our second match this evening in this United States Championship tournament is going to be Alberto Del Rio taking on Neville. And here we go. And I'm hoping this Del Rio core is good, because this is the first time I've used him. He looks pretty good. He looks all right. I think there might actually be a better one on the Community Creations now, but saying that, his tattoos and everything are in perfectly the right place. It's just his face maybe is slightly not right. There is a fantastic one, the Community Creations, but I think we're happy to go along with this one for now. And like I say, once we've got a few of our downloads done, we'll start to replace some of the guys who are not perfect, shall we say. But Neville here's got a great opportunity. Of course, Neville is also going to be involved in our Cruiserweight Championship tournament as well. That should be coming up very, very soon. As well as the Women's Championship, or sorry, the Divas Championship will be in the current day roster. And, of course, the Tag Team Championship's coming up as well soon. I think we've got most of those already filled up. I think the Tag Team Championship was one where there were so many guys, we've had to leave some out for now. Of course, they'll still be involved in the Tag Team division. What I'm thinking I might do for some cases, I might sort of like put some of the names in a hat. I don't know what you guys think. For like certain tag teams, instead of me deciding every single month who's going to go for which championships and things like that and who to go for feuds, then maybe we could put all the people in a hat maybe and sort of pull them out so we get some more random selections. Let me know what you think about that one in the comment section below. Do you think that maybe we should make it a little bit more random? Or again, if you guys have any suggestions for people you would like to see pushed for certain championships, be it the Tag Team Championship or United States Championship, then let me know, of course, in the comment section below. Del Rio looking in the reverse dragon sleeper there, but Neville caught him. Well, Neville's feet were underneath the rope, sorry. I'm talking crap here already. And of course, Del Rio is the current United States champion in real life, and he'll be hoping this evening that he can mimic that. One thing I'm a little bit annoyed about is a lot of people wanted for 2K16, including myself, was a manager system. A bit like what we used to have in, I think it was like SmackDown 2 or something really stupid like that. It was a long time ago. It was a bit like sort of like the stable screen. You used to go in there and say that so-and-so is so-and-so's manager. Then when the game created matches, it would automatically put them person as the manager. So, for example, like you could say Brock Lesnar, say Paul Heyman is his manager. So when the Universe Mode creates matches, it would instantly always put whenever Brock Lesnar's in a match, it would put Paul Heyman as the manager. Maybe the same thing for Del Rio. We could put Zeb Coulter as always the manager. So it's a little bit disappointing that the game has not brought in any way of doing that. Of course, we can do it manually, but if the likes of Brock Lesnar or Del Rio were in a feud, for example, if we change that feud match in any way, then it would no longer be a feud match. A bit like, I've not actually tried it actually, but I'm assuming it's the same way it was in 2K15. If you edit a feud match, it then no longer counts as a feud match, even if all you do is you go in and add a manager to it. It's a little bit frustrating, but there you go. I've also tried with the Money in the Bank as well. I skipped away through to Money in the Bank to see how it works, and if I change the competitors in the Money in the Bank ladder match, it no longer counts as a Money in the Bank ladder match. So what we'll have to do this year in our Universe Mode is we'll have to just leave it. We'll have to just randomly find out on the night who is going to be involved in that Money in the Bank ladder match, and that could be very dangerous because it could be people that are involved in our feuds, which I'm not too happy about, but there you go. Yeah, we'll have to randomly just wait and see what happens, and then from that it means we will have an actual Money in the Bank winner, which we did this year. We made our own Money in the Bank ladder match, and Finn Balor of course won it. However, he wasn't actually officially given the briefcase, which was a little bit annoying. So we had to manually do it ourselves at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Of course, our big finale episode we released on WWE last week. And I'm hoping once we get through all these tournaments, we can start going into our normal Universe Mode this year. And I'm so looking forward to it now. We've got some great cores this year. Some of them are absolutely unbelievable. They're at a level that you'd really think that they were on the game as standard wrestlers. Some of them are actually better looking than some of the standard wrestlers on the game. Del Rio there with a backstabber. Going in for the pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Neville back up to his feet, and hey, like I said, Neville's going to be a big part of our new Cruiserweight division. I think he's going to be a fantastic addition to that division. It really is just built for him. As Del Rio, you see, has the cross arm breaker locked in. We're still yet to see anybody claim a submission victory though in this on 2K16. It's a bit of a shame, but I don't know if it just seems to be very much weakened for the AI to win by submission. I don't know if it's different if you're actually playing the match yourself. If you're playing the match yourself, it's probably much different. But with the AI versus AI, I've seen Daniel Bryan locking his label lock several times. I've seen Rusev lock in the Acolyte several times. I've seen lots of people using their submission finishes. No one seems to be able to pick up a victory. So, like I said earlier on in the Rusev versus Swagger match, I will be giving people impact finishes alongside their submission holds. And like I said, this is just a way to try and even it up a little bit, because we had the same thing last year in 2K15 where a lot of guys with submission finishes just always seemed to struggle. They just couldn't pick up victories because they got to their finisher and their opponent didn't tap out, and then their opponent got to their finisher afterwards. They hit an impact move and got the pin straight away. So, yeah, if you have any suggestions for finishing maneuvers for Rusev, please let me know. I think we might end up using that kick that he used to win the match against Swagger. If we put that up as his primary finisher maneuver and put the Accolade as his secondary one, then I think that will work quite well. Same thing with Del Rio. If we give him the kick that he used to defeat John Cena at Hell in a Cell as his primary finisher maneuver, and there he is with that big step up into Guri. He brought Neville back to his feet, but Neville was playing possum and caught Del Rio with that arm drag. Both guys back up to their feet now, and Del Rio with that sit-out power slam. In for the pin. Could this be all? 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Neville kicks out. Del Rio has Neville from behind, and there's that reverse backbreaker. Oh, what's Del Rio got planned here? Oh, just stamping on the knee of Neville. Very painful move. Bringing Neville back up to his feet again. Like Del Rio was going for some sort of kick, but Neville tried to get around the back and go for a German suplex, but Del Rio was not sufficiently weakened and caught Neville with that backdrop. Now over the top of the shoulders goes Neville as well on Del Rio. Del Rio pulling Neville back into the middle of the ring, and there's the Russian leg sweep. Del Rio really dominating this match now, and probably taking a bit too long to decide what he's going to do next. Brings Neville back up to his feet, but again Neville must have been playing possum. Catches Del Rio straight away. Del Rio now though with a snapmare in the middle of the ring, and now just wrenching back with that arm. Not a move that's ever going to get him a submission victory, but it's definitely doing the damage for when he would like to lock in the cross arm breaker, of course. Del Rio slamming Neville back down to the ground and gets around the back of Neville. German suplex by Del Rio, and Del Rio has really taken Neville to town here this evening. There's the backstabber by Del Rio. Finally gets up and does a little glitch pin. We've seen that. I've seen this glitch a couple of times now where, whoa. I think Del Rio's arm might have just snapped. Did you just see that, or was that just me? He went round and his arm stayed in the same place. Ah well. It doesn't affect the experience at all, does it really? As Neville taking Del Rio up. Sit-out powerbomb by Neville on Del Rio. 1, 2. Oh, so close to a 3 count. Neville was nearly on his way there to face Rusev in the semi-final this evening. Neville throwing Del Rio into the corner. And Neville struggled last year as well, again, because of the computer's lack of AI. It did not want to go up to the top and use top rope finishes. This year, it seems okay with it. So Neville, we will see him hit that, the red arrow. See Neville, that super German suplex. What's Neville got doing? I thought Neville was going to go to the top rope then and maybe go for that red arrow. Right on cue. And Del Rio brings Neville back up to his feet, and now Del Rio again locking in that cross arm breaker. And now we're finally going to see our first submission victory in 2K16. We are. Del Rio picks up the victory with a cross arm breaker. We finally get our first submission victory in the Universe mode, and it's Del Rio against Neville in the United States Championship Tournament. So Neville will be disappointed being knocked out in the first round, but like I say, we will see him again in the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament very, very soon. Should be uploaded in the next day or two, so be sure to keep an eye out for that on this channel. Going to bring back the Cruiserweight Championship to the WWE current day roster. I'm surprised it only took 2 finishes as well for Del Rio. Maybe it all counts on your stats. Maybe this Del Rio core, I haven't actually checked. I probably should do. Maybe he's got a really, really strong submission stat, and that's maybe what picked up the victory. Either that or it was just complete luck. We'll have to see what happens later on this evening. Of course, it's going to be Del Rio versus Rusev in our first semi-final for that United States Championship. And again, I'm getting pretty happy with these tournaments. They really are going to give us some fantastic champions. People that I probably wouldn't have thought of giving the belts to myself. I don't know, if I had to hand the United States Championship out, I probably would have given it to, I don't know actually, I probably would have given it to Del Rio, considering he's got it at the moment in real life. So Del Rio has the opportunity here to win it, but of course, there's some big names in this tournament. We still have Dean Ambrose, we still have Roman Reigns, we still have Cesaro, and of course Damien Sandow's there. Let's not forget Sandow. There's no reason why he couldn't pull one out of the bag. Like I say, this is a pretty good Del Rio core, but I think there may be a better one on the Community Creations now. But we will keep this one for now until I catch up my downloads. And now here it is time for our third of the first round matches in this United States Championship tournament. It's Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns. And here we go. Of course, both these guys have had opportunities already at the main event championships, neither of them successful. That's sort of why we've done it around this way, instead of sort of building up to the main event championships. I wanted to start at the top, and then the guys that I thought were good enough for gold, because obviously certainly a few of these guys can go for many championships, as these two guys are, like I'm saying. I wanted to make sure that anyone doesn't end up holding more than one championship as well. That's one of the main problems I had, because obviously there were certain people that Jay said should be in this competition that had already won gold, so I didn't really want to have them holding two championships at once. That's something that I don't ever like to do, because it just comes a bit messy. We had that situation in our Global Force Wrestling roster at the end of 2K15 where Kazuchika Okada held both the Intercontinental Championship and the Global Championship, which was it was a bit annoying, because it meant he had to wrestle twice on that big finale episode. If you haven't watched it, it's worth a watch, but then again, it's 2K15 now. No one's going to be watching 2K15 now, are they? Let's face it, I'm going to be starting to upload my Global Force Wrestling roster next week, hopefully. I'm going to try and hopefully get everything done by this weekend. You should see our Global Force Wrestling Championship tournaments up the next few days, though. That's one of the ones we will be doing. And on there, we're going to have a Global Championship. We're going to have an Intercontinental Championship. We'll have the Next Gen Championship, which is essentially like a Cruiserweight belt. There'll also be there'll be the Tag Team Championships, and then the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships as well. So there's going to be a lot of championships on that company as well. Ring of Honor, we're just going to have the World Championship, Television Championship, and Tag Team Championships. And at NXT, we're going to have the World Championship. We're going to have the TV Championship, the new mid-card belt we're going to bring in. Also going to have the Tag Team Championships and the Women's Championship. So there's going to be quite a lot of tournaments left for me to do. I'm pretty sure when I counted up to start with, there was 30, I think it is altogether. And this is the 4th. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of work to do this week, especially considering these tournaments are lasting so long. We're currently up to 40 minutes on recording time now. Obviously, I'll be cutting some bits and bobs out for you guys. You don't need to watch all the loading screens. And of course, the second rounds and the finals are generally a lot quicker, as Roman Reigns going for the pin on his good friend Dean Ambrose. And we will have these two probably as allies in our universe. Maybe we won't have them as a tag team, though, necessarily, because we want them to be involved in the championship picture. Obviously, the upper mid-card belts, the Intercontinental United States Championships, as well as, of course, dabbling into the World Championship and the WWE Championship territory as well. See Roman Reigns bringing Dean Ambrose back up to his feet. And one thing I might do, I don't know what you guys think about this one as well, is I don't like the Superman punch. I think it is a poor excuse of a finisher. I don't think it is his finisher actually on this game. I think it's a signature move, but I like the spear, but it's just the Superman punch does my head in. So I don't know whether it might be to take the Superman punch off. I don't know. I suppose the Superman punch is what makes Roman Reigns, I suppose, isn't it? And I just get a bit frustrated with it. I don't like it. It makes him unique. That's his own special. Oh, I don't know. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Do you like the Roman Reigns Superman punch, or whoa, some more crazy glitching going on there? We're having a bit of that in this tournament, aren't we? Really. I'm sure these are all sort of teething problems, and I'm sure 2K will start to release some more little patches here and there over the next few weeks, just to fix small little bugs here and there. I think one of them might be. The thing is, I like the new lengths of the matches. It seems that the matches feel a lot more real, and if they made the matches short, it would go back to 2K15 when they just didn't look very realistic, and this year they're looking a lot better. So the match length is not a major problem. In some cases, the match length is a problem. And there's the dirty deeds by Dean Ambrose out of nowhere. And he did not go for the pin, and Roman Reigns manages to get back up to his feet. As I was saying, the length of matches is a little bit annoying as well. I tried to record earlier today a random match, and it was going to be Kingdom, Adam Cole, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven taking on Bullet Club, AJ Styles, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, a 6-man elimination tag match. That match went on for an hour and 10 minutes, and still nobody had been eliminated. So I cancelled the match. I weren't going to upload a match that long for you guys. It would have been a bit pointless. I will re-record the match at some point, and I'll up the momentum to fast, and hopefully we'll get a much better match as Roman Reigns goes to the pin off of the Superman punch, and he does not get the victory from that. I'm glad with that. I'm glad he doesn't get the victory. But it does now mean that he will have a spear in his arsenal at some point. Ambrose throwing Reigns off that far rope and just launching him over the top of his head. And like I said, I put both these guys down as my favourites. Whoever's going to win this match, I put down to win this United States Championship. I think it'll honestly be Roman Reigns, but I'm not going to guarantee that. Of course, I don't know. I'm commentating on this as it's recording. I don't know anything extra that you don't. As Roman Reigns with that big right hand, and Dean Ambrose has been busted open. Reigns taking Ambrose up onto his shoulders and dropping him down in that powerbomb. In for the pin. 1, 2. No, it's only a 2 count. Dean Ambrose climbing back up to his feet, using the ropes for leverage. And Roman Reigns takes him. No, I thought Roman Reigns taking him down with the spear, but look like Ambrose reversed the spear into a DDT. And you see Ambrose busted open and just continues the assault. And I've just thought of a great feud that I want to do at some point on our current day roster. Yes. Yes. It involves somebody in this match, and it involves a legend. Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. I shall note that down in my book. We shall do that at some point. I'm sorry to be so cryptic. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but like I say, it does involve somebody in this match, and it involves a legend. I've got many legends sat there in the wings for our current day roster. I'm not going to have them all in the game. We've got people like, we've got a current day Rock, we've got a current day Austin, we've got Sting, we've got Undertaker, we've got a Mick Foley as well that I can probably use. Got the 3 faces of Foley, so probably going to have one of them dotted in the current day roster as well. So we've got quite a few legends. I'm going to have them in the alumni for now, and then every now and again we'll bring them in and out just to mix things up every now and again, and maybe put over one of our guys with a legend. I don't want to keep bringing them in and out. I don't want to have them involved in the championships or anything like that as well, as Roman Reigns looks to be lining up Dean Ambrose. And there it is, the big spear by Roman Reigns. Is that going to be enough to put him through to the second round? He pulls Ambrose away from the ropes. In for the pin. 1, 2, and 3, and it is. Roman Reigns advances to the second round, the semi-finals in this United States Championship tournament. And I wrote it down on my piece of paper. My very pointless piece of paper, because like I said, it's already built into the game. But I like to keep these. So what I'll be doing is I'll be, like I say, one of my main problems with 2K15 was I wasn't very organised as well, and I kept losing track. So I've got sheets that I've created, little templates for every single show. Going to be noting down all the results of every show and what happened. So if I do need to go back and discuss anything, I've got all the data in front of me. And we're going to have, like I say, I'm going to have the records for all these championships in my folder now. I know that sounds incredibly geeky, but, well, I'm recording 2K16 on YouTube. I'm a geeky boy. A geeky boy? I'm a man. Roman Reigns with the pin there. That was after the Superman punch. Just ignore me, really do. There was that big right hand. That's what busted Dean Ambrose open earlier on in the match. Poor lad. And then Reigns followed it up with this very sloppy looking powerbomb, I must admit. He went in for the pin. It was only for a 2 count, but I don't know why Dean Ambrose didn't just grab the ropes. And here you see Ambrose stumbling back to his feet. Reigns had him lined up, and there was the big spear. That's what finished the match off. Reigns had to pull Ambrose away from the ropes. And he gets the 3 count. And like I say, Roman Reigns, I put him down at the beginning of this competition to be my favourite to win the whole thing. And he may have just proved me right. He's taken out one of his biggest competitors here in the shape of Dean Ambrose in the first round. He's going to have to contest with the winner of Cesaro and Damien Sandow in the semi-finals. our next match. And of course, we've got two big competitors in Rusev and Del Rio in the other semi-final as well. So it's not going to be easy for Roman Reigns, but I still think he's going to walk out of here the United States champion. And here is our last of the first round matches. It's going to be the Swiss Superman Cesaro taking on Damien Sandow. And here we go. The first time we're going to see Sandow in this universe mode. Cesaro, we've already seen him in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Put on a good showing, but of course, as you can see by him being here, it was not enough for him to pick up the championship. And Cesaro is also going to be involved in the Tag Team Championship tournament, which will be coming up very, very soon as well. So be sure to keep an eye on that. And of course, Cesaro is also going to be involved in the NXT Championship tournament and the NXT Tag Team Championship tournament. So, to tell the truth, if Cesaro doesn't walk away from any of them tournaments with at least a little bit of gold, I'm going to be very, very surprised. I really am. Cesaro with that springboard uppercut off the middle rope on Damien Sandow. And of course, both these guys will be hoping to get through this match very much unscathed. They know that they've got Roman Reigns up next. Roman Reigns has been for a difficult match with Dean Ambrose, so they want to try and get through this with as much energy as they possibly can. They know that Reigns did take a dirty deeds from Dean Ambrose at one point, so yeah, they really need to conserve as much energy as possible. Remember, damage retention is on, so it's going to be difficult, really. Any injuries picked up in these earlier matches, you know, will be capitalised on by guys in later rounds. You see, both these guys seem to know each other quite well. And of course, Damien Sandow, or Mizdow on this game, since he is known as Mizdow on this game, we will put him back with the Miz. I think it gives them both a bit more relevance on the roster by being a part of a tag team. I quite like the idea, and we may break them up later on again. Who knows? We might make some sort of feud out of it, but I think for now, it's an extra tag team we can use. We also might put together Stardust and Goldust to start with, I think, as Brotherhood. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll have to have a look and see. If we've got lots and lots of tag teams, then I might keep Stardust and Goldust separate for now. However, I think putting them together is a good idea because I would like to split them up at some point and actually make a sort of a feud out of it. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm trying to chat along at the same time as I'm trying to find a piece of paper on my desk that has the tag team tournament on it, so I can have a look at the teams that are in there. Ah, there it is. I've not actually got Brotherhood on there as yet. Miz and Mizdow on my list to be involved in the tournament, but the Brotherhood I'm not. I'll have to have a look. I'm not quite sure. Well, I can tell you roughly who's on this list at the moment. I've got the Lucha Dragons, Ascension, the Usos, Miz and Mizdow, Primetime Players, Cesaro and Kid. We've also got the New Day and the Wyatt family. Those are the teams I've got to go for the Tag Team Championship at the moment. So I might not use Brotherhood, I think, then. We've got enough tag teams in this main show to not have to have them. I think we will have Goldust as part of the current day roster as well as the Attitude Era at the same time. And I think we will do a little feud at some point. I would also like to use Goldust and Stardust together at some point. I have come up with my own idea for a feud, which I really like. And it's a long-term sort of 3-month one, but it does end in a really cool match that I'm hoping you guys will really appreciate. But like I say, that is in the long-term future. Hopefully you'll still be watching the long-term future. I hope to retain as many of you as possible. I know it's release weekend and a lot of people are really looking for as much of this universe mode as possible. And I do appreciate you for bringing your views to my channel. But of course, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you stay on this channel as well. A YouTube is not just for Christmas. Cesaro stalking Sandow, but Sandow saw him coming. And now Sandow is stalking Cesaro. And if Sandow picked up the victory here, it would be a surprise. It really would. I've said already before that there's a skull-crushing finale by Damien Mizdow, rolling Cesaro over. But Cesaro was underneath the ropes. A rope break it was. And Mizdow, poor ring awareness there. Should have really pulled him away from the ropes when he went for the pin, but he just was not thinking at all by the looks of it. Mizdow now with that snapmare. And one thing I'm not looking forward to in that tag team tournament is actually is having a match between the Usos and Miz and Mizdow. That's going to be confusing. I get confused with the Usos as it is. I'm not quite sure which one is which. I'm going to have to find out, and because I know they've got paint on separate faces, the sides of the face, so I'll have to make a little note somewhere so I know which one's which. Because I don't like not being able to commentate properly. I know I'm not very good at commentating anyway, and it's getting better. Don't get me wrong, my commentary is getting better, but at the same time, I still go off piste quite often. And one thing I struggled with earlier was the match I mentioned earlier when I was recording. I was recording Kingdom versus Bullet Club, and you've got Matt Taven, you've got Matt Jackson, you've got Nick Jackson. I was changing them all the way through. At one point we had Nick Taven. I don't know what it is. It's such a simple thing to say somebody's name, yet I was just getting them all wrong over and over and over again. It's quite embarrassing, really. But luckily, I've had to delete that video, like I said, because it was going well over an hour for a 6-man tag elimination match. No eliminations in an hour and 10 minutes. I'm thinking to myself, God, this is going to be like a full episode of Monday Night Raw, a 3-hour show, just to get a 6-man tag elimination. I will redo that match because, of course, it is an absolute cracking match when you think about it. We'll definitely redo it. I've got a great Ring of Honor arena to do it in as well. But yeah, the only thing I might do it on a fast momentum, see if that makes it a bit better. And they're absolutely fantastic calls. Well, you're going to be absolutely amazed when you see them, just how good they are. The Young Bucks are always people that I try and download straight away on any WWE game. I managed to get them quite early, and my God, they're incredible. They've got the correct faces and everything, as does AJ Styles and Mike Bennett and Matt Taven and Adam Cole. You've seen Adam Cole already in my random match series. He is very, very good as well. As Mizdow kicks out again, and to say, I'm sure Roman Reigns will be backstage rubbing his hands together. No, for as long as this match goes, the easier it might become for him to advance on to the finals here this evening. And there's a great suplex there by Cesaro. I think he might have just had him in almost like a chicken wing submission, then suplexed him from that. Now rolling Mizdow over, bringing him back up to his feet, but Mizdow with a reversal there, sending Cesaro over the top of his shoulders. And there's that move there by Mizdow. We saw Miz use that in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Ready for the pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. And like I say, don't be surprised if Mizdow was to walk out of this the victor. We've seen in some of our other tournaments already that your statistics don't mean a thing in this game. There's the skull crushing finale. Mizdow could have knocked Cesaro off here. Rolls him over. In for the pin. 1, 2. And there we go. Exactly what I was saying. Damien Mizdow is going on to face off against Roman Reigns in the semi-finals of this United States Championship tournament. It's an incredible match this is for Mizdow. Was not expecting this at all. Cesaro has not had the greatest start to this universe mode now. He's been in 2 championship tournaments, not done well in either of them. Of course, he's still going to be involved in the Tag Team Championship tournament over here. And of course, he's got the NXT Championship tournament and the NXT Tag Team Championship tournament as well to look forward to. So he still have 3 championship tournaments he's going to be in. And like I say, I'd be amazed if he doesn't walk out of at least one with a belt in hand. See, he did hit Mizdow with quite a few offensive moves. I think Mizdow might struggle against Roman Reigns. And this is that second skull-crushing finale, which finished Cesaro off. Mizdow got caught with that very European uppercut and has taken a lot of damage in this match as it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if he struggles very much so against Roman Reigns. But we'll have to find out later on this evening. That's the second of our 2 semi-finals. And before we get there, we will have a quick look at the brackets again. And just see what we have left, what we have planned for you coming up next. And here are the brackets. We're going to see Rusev taking on Del Rio in our first semi-final. And our second semi-final will be Roman Reigns versus Damien Sandow. And here is our first of the two semi-finals. As I just said, it's going to be Rusev, who defeated Jack Swagger, taking on Alberto Del Rio, who defeated Adrian Neville to get here. And here we go. Rusev and Del Rio. Who's going to come out on top of this one? We saw Del Rio as the first person in my universe mode, or in this 2K16 at all, to pick up a victory via submission, as he defeated Neville with the cross arm breaker. I've got loads of pop-ups on my screen all of a sudden. There we go, I got rid of them. Taking on Rusev, who finally picked up a win as he faced off against Jack Swagger, showing that he does have an alternative finisher to the accolade. He had that big kick. Not quite sure if that is his finishing maneuver or if that is a signature. We will have to look before we start our universe mode. Like I say, I really want to make sure that that Rusev does get a fair crack at the whip, because like I say, we had problems last year where guys with submission holds as finishers tend to struggle because they just can't seem to pick up the victory. They lock in multiple versions of their submission hold and still nobody seems to tap out. Sorry, everything's just fallen off my desk. See Del Rio fighting his way back up to his feet. I realised my laptop cooling tray stopped working. That's not very good. I'm worried my laptop's going to overheat because it's so close to finishing uploading one of our championship tournaments. I just don't want it to overheat and conk out now because that'd be really, really annoying. Del Rio working on the arm of Rusev straight away. Of course, Rusev didn't have too bad of a time against Swagger. He was hit with a Swagger bomb at some point, which is not going to help him out too much. Del Rio had a much easier time, I think, against Neville. So Del Rio, you've got to think, is the fresher man coming into this one. Rusev taking Del Rio every once and now up against that rope. Now Rusev taking Del Rio to the outside. This is probably where Rusev is more in control. On the outside, he's more the brawler. Del Rio more the technical guy, really. And let's see how he gets on against Rusev in a more tricky environment. So far, he drops out the back of that scoop slam. And just a couple of boots to the inside the leg of Rusev, and then a clothesline to the back of the head as well. Now, Alberto Del Rio throwing Rusev against that ring post. Now throwing him back into the ring as well, looking to continue the assault, and there's the boot to the side of the head. And Del Rio slides back into the ring. Brings Rusev back up to his feet, spins him around. What's he got planned here? It's a backstabber. As you see, Del Rio slowly back to his feet as well. It's a difficult match. Of course, this is a tournament where these guys are wrestling several times in the same evening. It's not very easy at all. The thing is, these episodes are lasting well over an hour in these championship tournaments, and obviously the semi-finals and the finals match are taking a lot longer because of the damage already sustained in earlier matches. My worry is that if we start uploading 7 or 6 match cards in the universe mode, which is what I've got planned this year, the episodes are going to be long. There's going to be more matches on every single roster. If I start doing that, are all these episodes going to last well over an hour? And if they are going to last well over an hour, are you guys still happy to watch them? Of course, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can always click through and just watch the ends of the matches, I suppose. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to watch what you want to watch on YouTube. If you want to flick towards the end of the matches, that's absolutely fine. But like I said, I'll be uploading the full matches anyway. Won't be having any entrances in the universe mode apart from pay-per-views and maybe championship matches. For those bigger matches, we'll go the whole hog. We'll have the entrances. We'll have the little extra little screens where the referee holds the championship belt up and all that sort of stuff. So it might speed up a little bit more by not having any entrances. We haven't got any entrances in these championship tournaments either, and still, I'm up to just over an hour now, my recording time, and of course we'll be cutting bits and bobs that out, loading screens and bits that you don't want to see. And we still have at least we have 2 matches left after this one. Another backstabber there by Del Rio on Rusev. Del Rio falls into the pin. 1, 2. And there it is. Del Rio picks up the victory over Rusev. He glitched out again. I don't know if it's something through Del Rio because the same thing happened in the first match. He glitched the same way. But it's fine. It's effective. Either way, and Del Rio is looking in great form here this evening. I put Roman Reigns down as my favourite to win this, but after watching how this Del Rio core is just marching through this entire competition, I'm wondering now whether Del Rio might have been the shrewd version of going this way. That wasn't even a sentence, was that? That was just me putting loads of random words together. Del Rio might have been the shrewd bet in this one, is what I was trying to say. But my mouth and brain decided that was not the right thing to say, of course. Rusev, I'm surprised. I expected Rusev to do a little bit better in this one, but of course, Del Rio is no easy feat for anyone to defeat. And he could actually be the United States champion walking into our universe, mate. That'd be quite good, considering he is the actual United States Championship in real life. So we could be mimicking real life here. And if he is, Del Rio is definitely going to have to earn it, because he has to go through the winner of our next semi-final later on this evening. That, of course, is Roman Reigns versus Mizdow. So you see, it was mainly the backstab which finished off Rusev. I think Del Rio hit 2 of them. And there's the one for the pin. As you see, there's the glitch. Doesn't matter if it glitched or not, it's effective. And he's a very, very big lad, is old Del Rio. Look at how either Del Rio's huge or the referee's tiny. And Del Rio, we're going to see him again later on this evening in the finals. But of course, you already knew that. And here is our second semi-final. Roman Reigns versus Damien Sandow, who will be going on to face Alberto Del Rio in our main event here this evening for the United States Championship. Here we go. Roman Reigns has already defeated Dean Ambrose to make his way here earlier on this evening. And of course, Damien Sandow defeated Cesaro. So, Mizdow's already completed 1 scalp this evening. There's no reason why he couldn't complete a second here against Roman Reigns. He starts things off well, though, by dominating this match. With that combination move there. And now just dropping the elbow into the inside of the knee of Roman Reigns. Now, Sandow bringing Reigns back up to his feet, and now Reigns just catches him with that short clothesline. In for the early pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's not enough, but it was close. I think Roman will know now roughly how much he needs to do to finish Damien Sandow. Obviously, both these guys struggling. But the same thing here with Sandow. He knows that only a few high-impact moves to Roman Reigns could finish him off. Sandow going for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, so close to a 3 count. Damien Sandow, sorry, I keep calling him Sandow. Damien Sandow nearly made it through to the final. That would have been a hell of a surprise. That would have been. We've seen a few of them. We've seen a few scalps in these championship tournaments. There's no reason why any of these guys can't defeat the other one. Reigns now with the chin lock on Damien Sandow. But Sandow managing to fight his way back up to his feet, and there's a couple of elbows to the stomach of Roman Reigns. And now Sandow trying to slow the match down a little bit, trying to regain a little bit of energy himself, locking in that chin lock. There's Roman Reigns with that jawbreaker. And now just slamming Sandow down. Reigns bringing Sandow back up to a seated position. And there's a big punt to the back. And Reigns definitely slowly and methodical taking Sandow apart. But is it enough? It is. Roman Reigns capitalizes on the damage already done on Sandow by Cesaro in the first round here this evening. And makes short work of him. We're going to see Roman Reigns versus Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship in our main event, and that is coming up next Of course, we'll have a quick look at the brackets before then, though. Short arm clothesline by Roman Reigns. It didn't take a lot for Roman Reigns to finish off Mizdow in this one. Of course, the damage carried forward from the last match. Mizdow gave his all to pick up the scalp against Cesaro. It was just too much to expect him to get a second one here. It was that great sort of twisting reverse DDT though. Mizdow had his opportunities, and I thought in some situations he may have had it. Like here, right there, he got just so close to a free count was that. You see this big slam here by Roman Reigns on Mizdow, followed up by a punt to the back. It was just enough to finish Mizdow off. In fairness, Reigns probably could have gone for the pin straight from that slam, but insult to injury, the punt to the back. And Roman Reigns, like we say, is going on to fight it out for a championship. It'll be interesting to see Reigns actually walk out of a championship in our universe mode. I think the only championship he's had in the WWE so far is the tag team championships. By having him a singles belt, that'll make it a lot more interesting for us. See what he's made of. And here it is. This is the main event here of our United States Championship tournament. Alberto Del Rio takes on Roman Reigns. And here we go, and because this is the main event, of course, we are going to show you the entrances for both these guys as well. It'll be the first time I've seen the entrance of Alberto Del Rio, and it seems to be quite effective for his heel character. And we could be seeing that nameplate next week when we start our universe mode up with the word United States Champion above it. But of course he needs to get through Roman Reigns first. And here comes Raymond. Here comes Roman. Does he still enter through the ring? Enter through the crowd? I think he's going to, isn't he? Yeah. There he is, walking down the steps, entering through the crowd. He really should have come up with something a bit different once he left the Shield. He's more or less kept the Shield attire, he's kept the Shield entrance, he's kept the Shield music. Basically, he's now a one-man Shield. There he is, hopping over the barrier. He should definitely stop doing that the time that he actually fell over the barrier. That was priceless. If you've not seen that, if you search that on YouTube, you might be able to find it. But it happened a few years ago when the Shield was still together. They made their entrance, and Roman Reigns, as he hopped over the barrier, fell flat on his face. He caught his foot, and it was hilarious. Definitely worth a watch. As you see him just standing above Del Rio there. Mind games that, bit of body language, just standing above him, trying to insinuate that he is the bigger man. He is the better man, but I'm sure Del Rio will have an answer to that as they two clash here now. Of course, the one big advantage that Roman Reigns is going to have is that he managed to get through Damien Sandow in quick time. And that is what they're fighting for, the United States Championship. Yeah, Roman Reigns managed to walk through Sandow really easily, whereas Del Rio had a bit more of a difficult time against Rusev. So Reigns might be coming into this one with a bit more energy stored up, but I'm sure Del Rio will have some sort of answer for that. And he does. Look at him straight away trying to slow down the pace and take control, but Roman Reigns with a punch to the stomach. And that's what Del Rio really needs to do. He really needs to control the pace of this match. If he lets Roman do it, then Roman, I think, is going to end up just becoming too strong for Del Rio. And in these sort of final matches is when you really should start to think about locking your submission finishes. And there's Roman Reigns being caught with the dragon screw by Del Rio, and then Del Rio with that springboard moonsault. And here we say about Del Rio controlling the early moments of this match, and looked like he was going to try and capitalize on that dragon screw, but Roman Reigns managed to boot him away. And I hope you can't hear the little bit of interference in the background. I've had to put my little USB fan onto my laptop just to keep it cool while it's uploading videos. Seems to have worked. It stopped the internal fan on the laptop anyway. Cooling the processor down a little bit. I have actually melted a computer before. When I say melted a computer, I mean I melted the processor. So I'm very conscious about it these days. So I've got a little USB fan just pointing at the vent on the laptop, just trying to get some cool air inside there. Roman Reigns now taking Del Rio up, and there is the fall away slam. Brings Del Rio back up to a seated position. And now here he is locking in that head scissors and a few elbows to the forehead of Del Rio. And now into the pin as well. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Roman Reigns was really looking for that United States Championship there. And of course, we've already crowned 3 of our 7 champions in the current day roster. This will be the 4th. It's going to make Night of Champions perfect, because Night of Champions we can have 7 championship matches, 1 to 7 all the way through. That'd be great, that will. I'm looking forward to that. Of course, some of the belts we won't defend on pay-per-views. We want to have space for feuds and things like that. So things like the Cruiserweight Championship, even the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Championship, the Tag Team Championship can all be defended on weekly shows. We're not going to keep everything just wholly to pay-per-views. We'll try and give you guys the best show every single time, not just building up to pay-per-views and waiting for the big show. We'll try and get the best matches on every single show for you guys. Championship matches and all sorts. Probably won't do the World Championship or WWE Championship until we hit a pay-per-view, because we don't want to have too many title changes. Del Rio in the pin after the backstabber. He's already won matches with this already, and oh, so close to a 3 count. I thought Del Rio was going to be the US champion then. Roman trying to slowly make his way back up to his feet. But Del Rio is having none of it. Now Del Rio, arms out wide, lining him up. And there is the cross arm breaker. Is Del Rio going to pick up a second submission victory of the evening? No, Roman manages to fight out of that one. Has the damage been done though? Evidently not though, as Roman catches Del Rio straight away, and there's the right hand to the stomach by Del Rio on Roman Reigns. Reigns slides over the top of Del Rio as he went for that scoop slam. Now Reigns putting Del Rio back into the middle of the ring, and there is the electric chair drop. I think the referee caught a bit of Roman. He caught a bit of Alberto Del Rio there, sorry, in the shin. And now Roman Reigns lining up that Superman punch. There it is. Are we going to be crowning our first United States champion right here? Reigns is struggling though. He's dropped down to a knee. He really needs to capitalise on that big move and go for the pin. Has he left it too long? Del Rio making his way back up to his feet. And Reigns now with that neck breaker. Roman Reigns bringing Del Rio again back up to his feet, and Reigns looking in firm control of this match at the moment. Takes Del Rio up onto his shoulders, and there's that big Samoan drop. And now Reigns is setting up. We've already seen him win matches with this already this evening. There's the big spear. Are we looking at our first United States champion here in our universe mode? Reigns in with a pin. 1, 2. No, Del Rio kicks out. Oh, unbelievable. Del Rio kicks out from the big spear from Roman Reigns. And what is it going to take for Reigns to pick up the victory here? I was convinced then that he was going to be our United States champion. Reigns just slamming the knee of Del Rio into the mat. Reigns now throwing Del Rio into that turnbuckle, looking to continue his attack, but Del Rio caught Reigns with that boot to the face, now throwing him into that far corner. Del Rio taking Reigns up onto the top turnbuckle. What has he got planned here? He joins Reigns up on the top, hooks the arms. Super butterfly suplex. Is that going to be enough for Del Rio to become champion? Straight into the pin. 1, 2. No, Roman Reigns kicks out now as well. Unbelievable. Reigns kicks out. I was convinced that Del Rio had this match won right there. I think Del Rio was convinced he had the match won right there as well. Del Rio with a snapmare now on Reigns. And a big punt to the back, but Reigns back up to his feet. And there's a snapmare now, a head scissors. Del Rio spinning Reigns round, and there is the backstabber. There's the backstabber. Is that going to be enough to claim Del Rio the championship? No, because Del Rio struggling to get back to his feet as well. That took all out of him. Hitting that backstabber. Both guys back up to their feet at the same time. Del Rio with that belly-to-belly slam. Is that going to be enough? Del Rio looking to capitalise. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Roman Reigns kicks out again. What an amazing match we've got here to finish off this United States title tournament. On paper, it looked like a standard normal match, but in reality, this has been a great match. A match worthy of any championship. And there's Del Rio now with a cross arm breaker. Is he going to get a second submission victory of the evening? No, he's not. I'll tell you what, the damage must have been done to Neville then, because Neville tapped out from that cross arm breaker. Reigns with that fall away slam. And now Reigns lining Del Rio up for another, what looks to be a Superman punch. There it is. There's the Superman punch. Can Reigns roll him over for the win? He pulls him into the middle of the ring. Oh, and Del Rio's been busted open as well. 1, 2. And Del Rio has only gone and kicked out again. As you see the look on Roman's face, what does he need to do to win this match? Del Rio, though, that quick snap suplex. Of course, Del Rio just acting like nothing's happened. Referee down for thinking. Del Rio's feet are on the middle rope. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. Del Rio had his feet on the middle rope, trying to sneak a victory. Referee didn't see it, but luckily Reigns kicked out after 2. Reigns taking Del Rio up, and there's that sloppy powerbomb we saw earlier. Is it enough to finish the match? 1, 2. And it is. It is enough to finish the match, and after an incredibly hard-fought match from both these guys, it's going to be Roman Reigns who starts our WWE 2K16 current day roster universe mode as our United States champion. What an incredible match this has been. There was so much back and forth. I expected the final to be one of the quickest and simplest matches, but no, both these guys were so intent on walking out of here the champion. See Del Rio locked in the cross arm breaker twice on Roman Reigns, but twice Roman Reigns managed to fight him off. There's that snap suplex towards the end by Del Rio. And you see here, I was wondering why he was pulling Reigns towards the ropes. You see the referee going down to count the pin. Del Rio's feet up on the ropes, but Roman Reigns was just about able to fend him off. There's an arm drag there by Reigns, taking Del Rio over, then takes him up into this very sloppy powerbomb. We saw it hit it earlier, and it was enough to pick up the 3 count. And Roman Reigns is walking into our universe mode with the United States Championship in arms. This is his first ever singles championship in the WWE. I'm sure it is. And there it is. That is the scene we see. Roman Reigns, gold in hand. And there you see the final brackets. Confirmation that Roman Reigns has defeated Dean Ambrose, Damien Sandow, and Del Rio to become your first ever United States champion in this WWE 2K16 universe mode. Well, that is the end of this episode then. Be sure to like this video, not just for the video, but of course for Roman Reigns being the United States champion as well. But don't dislike it if you don't like the Roman Reigns. Please, that's not a very nice thing to do for me. It really isn't. And of course, subscribe if you're not already, because we'll be uploading a lot more 2K16 footage. We're going to have daily universe mode for the foreseeable future, well after Christmas. as well as dabbling into the career mode, the showcase, and of course, we'll be continuing our random match series. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions for anything you want to see in any of my videos, that's universe mode, random matches, or anything, please let me know in the comment section below. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.